What is good, guys? It's Rey-Jay back with another video, and in this one I want to break down what's happening with SPY, Tesla, Nvda, the QQQ, and a couple of other tickers. I'm going to break down what's happening with the economic calendar moving forward, talk about some very important levels for the markets, what you should be watching for as time progresses. But before I break things down about all this information, before I get into any more details, let me just mention a few things. I am firstly not a financial planner, so take nothing I say as financial advice. And also, if you guys can, please smash the like button if you want to see more videos like this. It not only benefits me, it benefits the entire community as a whole. Anyways, looking at the market right now, SPY is trying to hold above this 555 resistance. The question is, will we hold above this and continue to soar to 556 plus, or are we about to reject and end up losing 555? I'll be talking more about this in the next couple of minutes. I first want to talk about this. Today is a Monday, July 8th, 2024. Just notes that at 11 o'clock a.m. we have the consumer inflationary expectations report, and at 11:30 a.m. we have the 3-month and 6-month bill auctions also coming out. So I'll be watching to see what volatility comes from all this data. But just note that right now we'll be looking for some volatility once we hit the 11 o'clock a.m. hour, at least Eastern Standard Time, and we'll have to see how things kind of like develop from here. On top of this, I just wanted to mention that the S&P 500 just hit its 34th record close of the year, once again hitting new all-time highs. Same thing with the Nasdaq hitting new all-time highs, as we're seeing stocks like Tesla really taking the lead. There's also some news that came out that Boeing has agreed to plead guilty for many charges involving two 737 max crashes. Very, very horrible news for them. Unfortunately, they have to pay a very, very big fine. So I just hope for the best for all the people and their families that were involved in this. And it's not great news for the company whatsoever. On top of this, just news coming out that Skydance Media and Paramount are going to be once again merging. That's some big news for them, and that's actually very, very bullish. We're also going to be looking for big payouts to be developing from this. That's great news, at least for these companies. For earnings, there's not much coming out for today. We're going to be waiting for basically Friday. We actually have the calendar right here. Fridays when we have the big earnings coming out. Otherwise, everything else is quite minor. And as far as Tesla goes, there's been a lot of talk about how investors are urging a judge to reject a record $7 billion legal fee in Elon Musk's pay case. I just think it's ridiculous that people are actually still litigating against Elon Musk and the whole Tesla team over Elon Musk's pay package, considering the fact that the shareholders are already approved it in 2018. They also approved it again, very recently. So I don't think it's right to do that. I think that, Elon Musk was, he has the right to have his own money, considering he wasn't paid for a long time and considering the fact that shareholders agreed upon this. So we'll see how it goes. I mean, with these insane legal fees, this is what happens when you try to kind of sue Elon Musk, go against, what he is entitled to. So we'll see how it goes for them. Just wish the best for everyone, but just notes that that's making some headlines, at least about Tesla. So what is SPY doing? We're looking bullish right now. We're still trying to push up. I'll be looking at 555.5. It's very, very minor resistance, than 556. If we break that, I'll be looking at 557.5. If we end up losing 555, I'll be looking for 554.5. That's where our 20 EMA happens to be. And if that fails us, we're dipping back down to 553.5, then 552. However, SPY is looking bullish. We're making higher highs and higher lows. We're actually breaking out right here. We could continue to soar. We're still doing a great job. It still looks bullish to me. There's no sign of SPY stopping. Tesla, on the other hand, is kind of consolidating around this 250 area. If we break past 252.8 to 253, we're going to be looking for a push for at least 255, and then once again, we'll get closer to 260. If we end up losing 245, I'll be looking for a dip all the way down to 242.5, then much lower levels. But we're kind of stuck in the middle between these levels for now, so I think that Tesla may consolidate at least for a longer period of time. It is possible we try to rebound and try to break 250, but I think we're going to kind of like consolidate around this 250 area first before anything else. So I think that Tesla might kind of consolidate, maybe push a little bit higher to fill this gap. Continue this consolidation, and we'll have to see how it goes from there. But overall, look for some consolidation before a big break to the upside later on. For the QQQ, we're bullish. We're continuing to break all-time highs. I'll be looking at basically this 497 area as our key resistance, very close to that zone. Then 498, and if we break that, we're easily going up to about 500. If we end up losing 495, I'll be looking for 494 at the 50 EMA. If that fails us, we're going to look for a bigger drop if we lose 494. But overall, the QQQ is looking more bullish. For Aapl, we're on a very, very nice looking uptrend. Make sure you watch this resistance around 228 and support at 227. We could try to break 228 and remain bullish. We have to see that at least for confirmation, just to see how it goes. But that's something else that's worth noting. As far as Supermicro goes, we're trying to break out right here. Watch resistance around 867. If that breaks, look for 882. We're looking a little bit more bullish to me, but we have to see if 867 breaks. Breakdown, we're going to continue to push towards 880. We're looking more bullish, technically speaking. For Coinbase, we're also trying to break out right here. We got to try to hold above this white trend line. As long as we hold above this, I think that the 230s are coming. If we lose this, we'll be tipping back down towards 220, then 215. But overall, I would say this is looking more bullish as we have a nice double bottom like structure, and there is more upside potential, at least from here. So watch as if we hold this trend line. I think we could continue to push higher into the 230s. We'll see if that ends up being the case. For Amazon, Amazon's actually holding up really well. We actually have a bullish wedge that's forming. If we manage to hold above 200, I'll be looking for a much bigger push to 202 and 205. This wedge is looking pretty good. If we end up losing support, I'll be looking at 197.5. But with the wedge forming, I'd say I favor upside as a stronger possibility. So we need to see if 200 breaks, but overall, Amazon's doing a great job. For Meta, Meta's kind of consolidating right here. We have this 544 areas resistance, and we have support currently around this 540 area. We're kind of going to consolidate around here for some time before we see a big move, but I do think that there is upside potential. Look for some consolidation, a small dip initially. It is possible if we lose, 540, we might dip all the way down to 535 again, but then we could see a big bounce after that and continue to hold up. I would say for now, look for consolidation on Meta, and then we may continue higher later on. But so far, so good. On Microsoft, if we fail to hold above 467.4, look for a dip back down to 465 before we try to bounce. If we hold this, we could try to rebound. But I would say that I'll be looking at this 467.4 area. We'll have to see if we end up losing that kind of dip towards 465 if we actually try to bounce or not. So I'll have to give this a little bit more time. For Google's kind of dipping a bit. We'll be looking at basically 190 as support. If we lose this, we'll be dipping down to about 188. If we hold this, we're going to be looking for a rebound towards 192. So we watch to see how Google ends up performing here. There's going to be a risk of it dipping a little bit more, in my opinion. Depends if we could hold 190 or not. If we do dip a little bit, it's going to be fine. We could bounce off 188. But so far, so good. For those interested in AMC and GameStop, just real quick, we're just consolidating on GME, stuck at 24, not really doing much. It's just kind of boring, so look for some consolidation today. Same thing with AMC, it's just consolidating around the 5 area, so not really much is going on with this. So we'll just have to give this more time. And that being said, as far as SPY goes, SPY is looking like it's trying to push. Let's just wait and see if 555 holds. Can we hold above it or not? And we'll watch and see how things progress from here. With that being said, I want to thank you all so much for listening. Hope you guys have an absolutely incredible rest of the day. I'll be back in about just a couple of hours to give you guys another update on how the data is looking and how the market's holding up. But just know we have a big test right now. We're going to see if the market can hold above these all-time highs, how well it manages to hold, and we'll just be very, very patient, at least for now, before we get more data, at least going into tomorrow and beyond. All right, guys. So have an absolutely spectacular rest of the day. I'll see you guys in just a couple of hours. Until then, do what you have to do, guys, and peace out.